Okay, these parts have just come out of the cleaner, and let me zoom in just a hair. They look much better. Some parts are a lot easier to tell than others that they've been cleaned up really well. I'm going to just try and arrange these here. This prop drive washer was pretty dirty. It looks brand new except for all the marks on it. Let me zoom in just a bit here. Look at this head. Now I've already rinsed these parts off with alcohol and put some lubrication on this guy. But that head looks a ton better. Look at this piston. The piston came completely clean. Let's see here, crankshaft. Nice and clean. What do you see this? Let me move these parts a bit. This crankcase looks fantastic. Now it's got a sheen on it because I just kind of wiped a little thin coating of oil on it inside on the bearings. I'm not going to be replacing those bearings, so I don't want to shove this in there yet because I don't have the belt in there. The crankcase looks good. Now, here's a carb. It went in the bath too. Intake manifold, connecting rod. This had some staining on it, which is now pretty much gone. And that's about it for those parts. Now, there is one area of concern here. Well, there's two areas of concern, really. I was really digging around trying to find some screws that fit in here, and I'm not sure I did or not. I'm not sure if those are 256 or what. It seems like the screws that came out of there weren't really the right size, so I'm not entirely sure what goes in there. To me, it would seem like it would be a metric screw. So I've got some screws that I'm going to try and see if I can't get something that feels like it threads in there. But this sleeve is a bit of a concern. If you look here, look at that, right there. Now obviously this isn't an ABC engine, but it sure looks like. Is my camera going to focus? That's a little bit too much for it. Can you focus on that camera? Yeah. It looks like some of the plating is coming off. And I wonder if that's the reason why it's not creating top RPM, or at least the same RPM as the other engine I had. So anyway, that's my one area of concern there, is that going to affect the compression enough that it doesn't seal good there and doesn't get up to full RPM. There's no way in hell I'm ever going to be able to find a replacement sleeve, so I'm just going to have to live with it. Start putting this thing back together and see how it goes from there. Okay, so I'm going to begin the reassembly of this engine. I'm wiping the belt down, inspecting it. Feels fine. So what I'm going to have to do here is put my belt in like that, and seeing as I was able to just tap the crankshaft out the first time, hoping I can just get it to go in like that this time too. And it looks like it's fully seated now. Yeah, maybe I put too much oil in there, but I like my stuff lubed up. So, crankshaft is installed. Make sure I got enough room for my Woodruff key. I do. And just oil on this sleeve. Actually, the piston and connecting rod go on first, but get this sleeve oiled up. Where's my connecting rod? Where's my magnifier? I can't do that, you dummy. It's got to go on here first. That's the chamfered end, so that end goes like this. Like that. Now we set our piston on, like so. Okay, that's in. Let's put our sleeve in here. I always insert it in a twisting motion. Okay, so now that sleeve isn't in the exact same position it was, but since it's a 4-stroke, it doesn't really matter. I kind of prefer that it not be in the exact same position anyway. I don't really think it's going to matter. The ring is going to reseat the same. I got a messy bench here. Next is the head. Now the screws, I did not send through the cleaner. Probably should have, but sometimes it tends to take the coating off. There's our timing mark, and we're at top dead center. While holding that mark, this mark is top dead center. And we roll this. There's our timing mark there, our timing mark there, top dead center. So it's timed. So I timed this thing before I disassembled it. I ran it 3 times with timing as it is now, top dead center, and then 1 tooth off and 1 tooth off this way. I had the best RPM with it in the center, so that's where I've got it timed again. The good thing about, or the kind of the cool thing about this engine is you can actually time this at the field. You just take these things off, pull that thing off, rotate it, put your thing back on. So now